Good morning, beloved family. I pray that all is well on today and that you're having a super blessed Friday, that you're trusting the Lord, that you're focused on His will, and that you're seeking ye the kingdom. I just want to do a quick video about being in bondage to people, places, and things. Just a short reminder. I'm connected to a lot of people, and I do different things, whether it could be volunteer work, whether it could be, encouraging people, different places, different things, whether it's work. And I remember when I was at Quicken, my whole life was work, and I would walk into 100 emails or 200 emails, and I had phone calls coming in, and then I had people, wanting to have meetings with me and all kinds of things. And I'm not at Quicken anymore, and I still, I work, but I realize that now that I'm living in my calling and I'm doing the will of the Lord, and I understand that several people are wanting me to do several things. And it's like people are kind of like pulling on me from different places, for different things. And I'm humbled, I'm humbled that, people would come to me either for advice or come to me for encouragement, or either want me to help with volunteering or want me to do something. I'm humbled by that. But I understand that when seeking you the kingdom, the Lord must always be first. So when you make decisions in your life, make sure that it's Holy Spirit led. Make sure that you are led by our Father in heaven. And I say this because lately, some things have changed in my life, and it's like people are pulling on me from everywhere. And I literally woke up and I said to myself, I am not in bondage to people. I am not in bondage to people. I am not in bondage to things. I am not in bondage to places. Because I think sometimes people see you and they put a certain expectation on you. And they see that you're a good person and that you have a heart. So automatically, sometimes you're supposed to do what they want you to do. But what I want you to know is that you're not in bondage. To whom much is given, much is required. So just like you manage your job, just like you manage other things, you have to manage your personal life, and you have to manage your relationships appropriately. Sometimes I'll get calls in the middle of the night. Sometimes people will send me emails and things, and I'm trying my best to manage. But what the Lord told me is that, Constance, you're not in bondage to anyone. You are here to do my will. You are here to be a blessing. But I have not called you, because you're operating in your gift more, to be in bondage. And a perfect example, I was volunteering a couple months back with a lady, very sweet lady. And the Lord had given me a word to give to her. And she was shocked. She was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, my pastor just told me the same thing. And I was like, oh, that's confirmation. God bless you, sister. And I told her something, and then she later called me back, and she was like, oh, tell my husband. I'm telling my husband about you. I can't believe this. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And what I realized too is that the Lord sends the messenger, but He wants you to have the message and not the messenger. Some people see that the Lord has gifted me with certain things, and they're not going after the message. They're coming after the messenger. And I'm like, I'm only human. I'm only one person. There's no way in the world that I would be able to be everything to everyone. Only the Lord in heaven can do that. I'm just Constance, a young woman who loves the Lord honestly and sincerely, and is led by the Holy Spirit only, and not by man. And I just think that when you are living in your calling, when you're seeking after God, all people after the Most High Lord, I should say, all kinds of people are going to come after you, and they're going to notice you, and they're going to want your attention. They're going to ask you for things. It's all kinds of stuff. When you come into your gift, Get ready, people. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Because to whom much is given, much is required. So many people are going to want to align themselves up with you. They're going to want to work with you. And what I have to say about that is that make sure that you are seeking the kingdom, because the Lord will teach you how to manage and treat people. He will teach you. I used to be in bondage, and pray for me about this, because I still have some of those people pleaser tendencies. I'm not going to lie. Pray for me about that. I can't be everything for everybody. One thing I know that I'm a lot of things, but I'm a supporter. I love to support my brothers and my sisters. I love to support them, not just on this channel, but all kinds of ways that I may not even talk about, because the Lord has called me to be a supporter and to uplift and encourage his people. But one thing you have to realize is that you also need personal time as well. And you also need to make sure that you're not doing things just because you're a good, kind person, but you're doing it because the Holy Spirit has called you to do it. Because even if you're a kind person doing something that you may be perceived as good, the Holy Spirit may not have actually called you to do that. And then, it causes a lot of strife, not strife, but it causes you to feel a certain way, or you to be uncomfortable because you're doing things, you consider kind, but it's not called by the Lord. So brothers and sisters, let me say this and then I'll go. Don't be a people pleaser. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere. You're not the Lord. You're only you. So manage your relationships appropriately, and never place expectations on people. You may have a certain expectation on your husband or your wife. That's understandable. But in the world of business, because we understand that what we do also, there's always